Hey everybody, I just wanted to give you a little update, a few tips on modifications I made on the Harbor Freight 20-ton shop press. For the money, for the regular homeowner, these are a decent small press, but they do have some drawbacks. And a couple things I did just to show you, it may help you. First thing is that your ram on these presses are anything but very flat. They got pits and grooves and everything in there. I mean, they're okay if you're pushing something big, but if you want to push something small, a shaft, for example, out of something, one thing you can do is I took a 1.5 by 1 1/4 pipe thread bushing, put a cap on it, ground the end of it as flat as possible, and then drilled and tapped it for 2 set screws. Now you can take a 3/8, I used a hardened bolt, grade 8 bolt, and you can drop whatever size you want right through that. As you can see there, get my camera to focus. So if you need to push something that's long, you can use this bolt, put this up on your pusher, tighten your threads down with a Allen key, and this bolt is held tight against the ram so it can't come out, but that gives you a nice straight push if you got something small or something long that you need to push down into a cavity. The other thing that is horrendous on these presses is the amount of play in your movable bar here. So what I did, I wanted to get that play out and make it adjustable. So first of all, to adjust the side to side play in it, I took this bar out, took it all apart, took the springs off, took the jack out, and set this bar out. And then I drilled and tapped, if you see up in here, 3/8 16 holes through these steel end plates. So those are threaded 3/8 16. Then you take a 3/8 16 bolt and a locking nut, and you can thread it through there. As you can see, you got that on each side. And then you can center that push bar between your uprights, take all the play out of it, lock those nuts down, and now your press bar does not go side to side. So now you deal with the front to back issue. I did the same thing here. 3/8 16 thread, 3/8 16 thread. This part right here is threaded. Put your bolt through, a locking nut. I don't know if you can see it or not. I've got just one on the back, 2 on the front. So now you can adjust all the play, and these bolts just glide up and down on this I-beam, but you've got no play at all, and it keeps it nice and straight. And you can adjust for wear. As it wears down, you start getting some wear in there. If it gets a little loose, you back up your lock nut, take a couple thousandths out with your bolts, lock it back down, and it keeps your bar nice and straight, level. It doesn't, there's no flex, there's no side to side, there's no front to back movement. So it keeps your press nice and straight and centered over your work, and it doesn't kick one way or the other when you put pressure on it. So just a couple quick tips. Try it out. It worked for me, and for what I do, this press worked out to be a great deal for the money.